everyone, I'm back again with 10 cards, one kit. This is the August 2022 card kit of the month, Butterfly Sparkle from Spellbinders. For card number 1, I use this lovely pink polka dot paper, and I like to leave sometimes that little white border. This is a die cut from the die cut pack that I've rounded the edges on 2 sides and then stuck some fun foam on the back for dimension. And then I'm just going to glue it on intentionally crooked on the front of this card, and this card comes together super quick. In the die set, the dies, I just used the inside butterfly that cuts out this butterfly and then the pattern, and I'm just gluing kind of the middle center, and I cut it out of this gold card, which is flexible a little bit, and so I can bend the wings up. My glue takes a little bit to dry, so I have to be careful with that, but once it's dry, it's on there well, and then the wings can kind of flutter upward. And I'm going to finish off the card with a handful of the sequins. These are really beautiful sequins that came in the kit. It's a blue with kind of an iridescent shine, and so it sometimes has a turquoise look to it in the light. I think they're all pretty much the same color, but you can even see on the screen there how some of them look different depending on the way the light's hitting them. It's got like periwinkle, and yeah, so it's really nice, pretty color, adds some shimmer, and just a nice way to finish off the card. And that's card number 1. For card number 2, my pattern paper in the background here is this cute cat pattern paper. The cats have like wings, and then I've taken the gold card and again rounded 2 corners. That's just a personal preference, and used some foam tape on the back for some dimension. Then I have some of the medium pink cardstock that came in the kit and cut in just a smaller rectangle. I've got about a 1/2 inch border all around on that for that gold card. And then I'm going to place this down in the center of the card, and this is landscape orientation. Then from the chipboard stickers, I took this sentiment, captured in my heart forever, placing that right in the center. Now for this time, I'm going to cut this die, the gold butterfly die, twice, and I'm showing you here how I've fussy cut out the body and the wing. Now you could just, if you didn't want to cut it out twice, you could just split it down the middle, but I liked having a little bit more of the body so that I can glue it down, because I'm just going to use one wing in the top left corner and then another wing in the bottom right corner. And boy, you don't need a whole lot of the glue, because if you use too much, it spreads out. And so I have my paper towel there because the glue, when it gets on that shiny surface, is really noticeable. But yeah, get that down. And I was thinking, like, this could work as a condolence card for someone who's lost a pet, or maybe it could also even work for someone who's recently got a new pet, you know, or even just an all-occasion card. So for card number 3, we're going to use this gray cardstock that comes in the kit, and we're going to take the stamp set and be brave here, because we're going to do some cutting, or at least I did. So I took this dandelion stamp here and just forged out into new territory and took my all utility scissors and trimmed it in half. I want to separate the 2 dandelions, and right here is where you need to be super careful, because you don't want to cut off the actual part, that the image. But yeah, and they're pretty close together, but I did it and it works out pretty well. I'm just going to trim off this sharp edge because I don't want it to accidentally get ink and mess up my stamping. And this is how it looks when it's been cut in half. Oh my goodness. You'll see why I did that in a moment here. I'm going to find some acrylic blocks to put these dandelions onto. And then I'm going to take some Versamark watermark ink and that gray card. And here I've placed a line faintly down on the side, because I don't need the whole card, because I'm going to put some paper on top of it. But I wanted to know where I absolutely need my image to go, and so to have an idea of how it will lay. And I'm going to stamp over that pencil line, but I know that the only thing I'm going to see in the end is what is to the right of that pencil line. So I hope that makes sense. And we're creating a pattern here, and there's a great technique for doing that. If you really need like 2, 3, maybe even 4 small stamps, but you start with the largest one, which is what I'm doing, and you make sure you turn it randomly and try to stamp randomly. So now I'm coming in with the medium size dandelion and filling in some of the larger gaps and making sure I rotate my stamp so that it seems random, if that makes sense. And then you can come in with the smaller image and fill in any blank spots, again rotating, and you'll see the stuff that sticks out across the left of my pencil line is going to get covered up, but I'm just looking at what lays on the right, and I really like how this turned out. It's subtle. It's probably one of my favorite pattern papers, and it's one that I stamped myself, so I'm going to let that dry. But yeah, it's a tone-on-tone look, and that is how it turned out. So now that we have our little pattern paper, I'm going to place it down on my white card base, and I'm using this horizontal striped pink paper as an accent on the left, so that's going to cover up my pencil line and a little bit of the stamping there. And then I took this die cut piece, smile often, think positively, give thanks. There's a couple other sentiments. Let's see, laugh loudly, love others, dream big. Placing that roughly centered up and down, and I also glued it onto some gold card, mounted it. So these lovely acetate stickers have built-in dimension. The wings pop up. These are pretty good. I liked the quality, and I have used Dollar Tree similar stickers, and I think these are much better quality, so these were fun to work with. They're very sticky, hold on very nicely. I'm going to finish the card with 2 die cut sentiments from the die cut pack. Dreams do come true, that's going flat, and just a happy birthday that's going to be on the mounting tape. So I managed to make a birthday card, and I really like how that turned out. For card number 4, there was this kind of pink dandelion and leaf patterned paper. I'm going to use my circles, circle dies, to cut a white, a gold, and then I'm using this die cut from the die cut pack. The beauty is all around. I'm placing that on my gold circle, which is just barely bigger than that die cut piece, and then my next larger circle, which I totally messed up the glue here. I'm going to clean that up. Thankfully it dries clear, but yeah, that's probably about a 1/4 inch more. Now I've got it on a circle of fun foam here, which you can see is not covering the whole back of the circle, and that is so that hopefully I can tuck things around underneath after I glue it down. So that was purposefully smaller than the white circle. So I also almost forgot about my sentiments to move that up, make sure I leave room for it. I have these 3 die cut pieces from the die cut pack. The, what does that say? Never hide your wings is from a larger piece that I tore in half. And then there's the live the life you love ticket, and you capture my heart ticket. And so I'm putting the love one down, and then the minty one a little bit over it, and there's the never hide your wings where I just tore it off. I don't remember what the other side said, but I'll use that somewhere. And I'm going to place that. I didn't want to cover up too much of the sentiment, but... And then finally this die cut piece, and I've put some fun foam on the back for dimension, filled with happiness. You might, if you're astute, you might have noticed I almost put it on upside down again. I do that all the time, but thankfully I've learned to catch it before too late. So card number 5, I loved this pattern paper. It's so beautiful. And I didn't want to cover up too much of it. So I have this scripty paper I thought went really well with it, and I'm just taking a little rectangle of that on the left-hand side. And then I have my gold strip, which has adhesive on the back already. And I decided here that I do want to keep all of the white border, so I trim off a little bit, and then I can place this down. And on the right, I'm just going to collage some of the other elements from the kit. We have die cut pieces, chipboard stickers, dies, die cuts from the die pack, and then some of the glitter stickers as well. So here's a die cut piece, Wish Upon a Star, and I have the chipboard sticker Picture Perfect frame, which I like to cut them out of their acetate backer, and then see, I can just use it right here, and I'm placing the die cut behind, but I can still see it without committing to the placement there. And so then I can glue down my chipboard sticker, and I have the beautiful Dreamer die cut piece on some foam, and I put that right in the middle of that chipboard frame. Then here from the glitter stickers, and there's the die set, the Smile Often. I guess I'm going to start with the Smile Often. Cut that out of the gold card, and I'm going to just put it in the bottom as kind of an extra sentiment here. Glue it all up, and again, I think, yes, bring in my paper towel so that I can push it down, and if any glue seeps out, the paper towel can grab it before it makes a big mess on my lovely gold shimmery card. So to finish off this card, I've got those glitter stars, just another little bit of shimmer, and I'm just going to take 3 of them and kind of place them around. When I was cutting my stars off the acetate backing, I trimmed a little bit of the star edge on this one, and that's why I'm fiddling with it, because I was like, I gotta hide that a little bit. But you can't even tell, can you? Alright, so that is card number 5. Card number 6, I'm using this lovely pattern paper. Now this one I'm showing the full pattern paper, that's the second sheet. So you can see, hopefully you can see that how I cut it. You kind of want to decide where you want that burst to be and think about that when you're cutting it. Unless you have a die that cuts out the square and you can visually see it, but that was me showing you what it looked like on the page, and I don't remember exactly how I trimmed it, but there. And then you saw the die again. I cut the wings, or the detail wings, out of the gold, and then the outline or the shadow, not the outline, the shadow, out of white, and glued those together. And so then again I only glued the middle so I can fluff up the sides. And then this is from the die cut pack, this little white and gold butterfly. Put some foam tape on there, and since it's so thin I added a little extra adhesive. Lots of dimension in this card. And then again the glitter stickers, they're very sticky, but I wanted that tittle for the eye is so tiny, I just added a little bit of extra adhesive there, but then it was not dry right away. So yeah, I wanted to make sure that stayed. I have a habit of losing the dot for the eye. Don't want to lose it. So yes, and that's how it turns out. For card number 7, I have the white card base and then this newsprint type pattern paper that's backed onto a little black card with just kind of a scant 1/8 of an inch border around. And then I'm taking this pink map, topographical like map pattern paper, and that's going right in the center to be a place for all these lovely die cuts to land, and I'm going to collage them together. There's this lady profile with her butterfly and stars, and then I have, this is from the stamp set, You Have Everything You Need to Make Your Dreams Come True. I love how there's the printing and then the script for dreams, and I've put that up on mounting tape and again rounded 2 corners. Then there's like a little newspaper ephemera that is so cute, and I always love the typewriter. And then I have a camera and a butterfly. So first I'm going to put down the newspaper because I don't mind covering up a little more of that, and then I'm figuring out where I want the typewriter to lie, and I just have my sentiment there so that I don't lose enough space for it. And yeah, it's kind of place holding. So now I'm going to fluff up the wings, kind of curve them with my fingernail, give that butterfly some dimension. I want to nestle it in just under the sentiment and next to, but I don't want to cover up the other butterfly, so making room for that. And that will be it for this card. I have this in mind for a new college student that I know. And for card number 8, I have started the card base. This one I've covered up the complete card front with the starry pattern paper, and I'm going to layer some blacks and whites. And there's this scallop black and white pattern paper that is going down with a 1/2 inch border there. Then I have the black and white polka dot mounted onto black card with a scant 1/8 of an inch edge, and then I have another white rectangle, but it's too much white for what I have. So I've taken my Distress Oxide black soot ink and one of these beauty blendy brushes, and I'm just making it a little shadowy, more twilight. So just going around the edges till I think that is right, and I totally sped that up for y'all. And then I'm going to place this rectangle down, and I like that. I like how that looks. And you know, you could totally go with the white if you like that too, but I just wanted a little, and I have to fix the chipboard, sometimes separates, so that was me fixing his little tuft there. And so the chipboard sticker, the lovely owl, and then for the sentiment, again the glittery stickers, and I'm using Wish and it's getting stuck all over my fingers, but I do eventually get it onto the card. And again, I just added a little bit of glue, took a little bit back with my finger, and I'm going to put that dot down for the eye. And that will finish off this card. And this is a birthday card for someone I know who loves owls. So I think they're going to love it. For card number 9, there was this kind of ruled paper, pattern paper in a peachy color. Then I have some gold card with the blue butterfly pattern paper, and then the die cut card. It's almost like a journal card from the die cut pack. So I've mounted the blue butterflies onto the gold card. The gold card is the same dimension as this journal card. And then to finish it, I'm going to, stagger them there and finish it with one of the butterflies, and super fast. I hardly have time to explain it, but you can see. And I really like that card. So that's card number 9 done and dusted. For card number 10, starting again with the card base and then this floral pattern paper. Now I've taken the dies, the frame die, and cut it out twice in black and once in gold, and painstakingly glued those together off camera. And then I've cut it out again in this dandelion pattern paper, but I've just taken the negative space here. And so now I'm going to add all that glue and, cut that out for you, and place this down. I wanted that dimension by tripling up the frame there. And then I'm going to nestle the negative space pattern paper in below. And I did, I think I had a part tear off. It didn't cut perfectly, so I think I'm placing that in the bottom, so hopefully it's not as noticeable. In here, I got another tool so I could get that all the way down there, and you can kind of see that there's some dimension there. So then I have the 2 die cut pieces of the dandelions and then the sentiment here. And I'm going to put the sentiment down flat. Beautiful in every way. I thought this card could be used for multiple occasions, and so I have a mix of mounting tape and then the wet glue for the dandelions, because there is some dimension on that frame that I've tripled up, so the mounting tape is going to help those stay level. But then I just kind of pushed the stem down so it bends and it works, and so that's laying flat, and that is how card number 10 turns out. I really like that. Love those little dandelions. Those were so fun when I was a kid. I loved blowing those. But as an adult, I realized that the seeds can land in people's yards. So you don't want those dandelions, but they're still fun and nostalgic when I see them. So here I am going to bring in all 10 cards again for you to have a look at. And make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. I usually do 5 more cards, but this time I have something special. I was inspired by this kit to make some little mini albums, because there's lots of things that I thought would go great in a little mini album. So that is what I've been working on and should be out hopefully next week. And so I hope you enjoyed watching, and hopefully you'll share your comments. Thanks again for watching, and have a wonderful creative day. Bye.